Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel Tarot C. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages with the cards that come out in this reading for you today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin. Let's find out what cards come out, what messages come through with the cards that come out in this reading. So the first card we have is the Lovers card and we have the King of Swords. So we do have some air sign energy. Could be dealing with a Gemini, a Libra, or even an Aquarius. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot card. So we do have some Cancer energy. Could be dealing with another Cancer. So with the Chariot card showing up here at the bottom of the deck, this does feel like an energy of being in a space where there is a sense of certainty around what somebody wants, what somebody is looking for, and being able to go after that. I do feel like within this situation, with the Chariot card showing up over here, does feel like having forward movement because of being certain and clear on what somebody's looking for. So I do feel like there is a sense of being in a space where there is a desire for being able to have a strong relationship or a connection with someone and wanting to be able to experience things moving forward and being able to achieve reaching milestones within a connection and its progression. So you do feel like as far as that as an end goal, you and this person that you may be dealing with have that in common. I do feel like there is a sense of being in like-mindedness with this person, especially with the Lovers card showing up over here. Do feel like you may be dealing with somebody who's in a space where they are actually prioritizing this connection quite deeply. Do also feel like they also feel for you that you are their person. This does feel like the person is recognizing you as somebody who is more than just a friend or more than just an acquaintance. This feels like an energy of this person actually being in a space where they are viewing you as their ideal match or their ideal partner. And I do feel like with the Lovers card showing up over here, there is a sense of having a strong connection in common with this person. I do feel like when it comes to those feelings of being connected, you do have them in common with this person. But I do feel like with the Lovers card showing up over here, this person may even have stronger feelings for you than you do for them. And I do feel like with the Lovers card showing up over here, this person cares quite deeply about you and even your connection. I do feel like there's a sense of having a connection that feels like it is one that does go quite deep. It may even be a spiritual one, or there may be a spiritual side to this connection. It does feel like it affects this person quite deeply. I do feel like they choose you, especially when it comes to being able to think of a partner. They want you. I do feel like the King of Swords showing up over here though, this does feel like an energy of being in a space where it's like you want to be able to have a sense of being able to see the actions, be able to match somebody's words. I do feel like with this King of Swords showing up over here, this does feel like a pretty strict energy as well, especially when it comes to having your standards and upholding them in a connection with someone. I do feel like this person is going to try to meet your standards, and I do also feel like this person is aware of just how important they may be for you. This does feel like the sense of somebody who's very caring, and I also feel like quite considerate of you and where you are. And with the King of Swords showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being able to have communication with somebody that does feel like also having a more serious kind of communication, but it does feel like it outlines things and puts things into perspective so that things are quite clear. With the Chariot card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being in a space where nobody's playing. I do feel like they are quite serious. But with the King of Swords, this does also feel like an energy of perhaps this person feels like you are somebody who is quite who's quite strict, or is somebody who is quite even a little bit to the point of being rigid. And I do feel like that is also a good thing, and I do feel like also this person is aware of that. With this Lovers card showing up over here, I feel like they take you in the totality of you. This does feel like unconditional kind of love. I do feel like though this King of Swords showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of kind of not making it easy for this person. And I do feel like there is a sense of being able to experience this person being able to put in the efforts to be able to kind of win that trust, or allowing those walls to be able to come down. Do you feel like with the Seven of Pentacles showing up over here, it feels like hard work? Do you feel like this person may perceive this connection as being one that is somewhat of a challenge, or is hard work, or is going to require effort, and I do feel like they're going to show up for that. I do feel like with the Seven of Pentacles showing up over here, this does feel like a slow progress, but there is progress. And I do feel like it is even more progress than what you may realize for where you are at with this person. It feels like being able to make quite big advances in your connection as far as where you are headed and where you are in this connection with this person. I do feel like when it comes to this person, they are in a space where they are in a loving energy. And I do feel like with the Seven of Pentacles showing up over here, this person is also, I do feel like they're going to show up for your connection in spite of any kind of challenges. Even with the Chariot card showing up over here, that's not going to be something that's going to deter them or kind of put them off. So I do feel like with this King of Swords showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of this person being someone who really respects you. And I do feel like also being able to see you in your elements is also something that makes you more attracted to this person. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have the Star and the Seven of Wands in the reverse, and we have the Queen of Cups, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. So this Eight of Swords showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of somebody being able to experience a sense of, I do feel like there are walls coming down, but I do feel like also experiencing being able to work on trust within a connection with somebody that's allowing those walls to come down and this person be able to let you in, or the situation being one that actually feels like it's comfortable enough to be able to actually have that guard come down. I do feel like with this Eight of Swords in the reverse, this does also feel like an energy of being in a good place mentally. Do you feel like this connection is one that doesn't challenge you in a way that's going to be detrimental to your well-being? Do you feel like there's a sense of somebody also taking your well-being as their own? So this does feel like an energy of dealing with somebody who is working with you as opposed to against you. And with the Chariot card, this does also feel like it's resulting in forward movements in this connection. With the Star card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of somebody who's in a space where they're quite hopeful. I do feel like this person is motivated by genuine intentions. It does feel like this person is somebody who's coming from a loving space. With the Star card showing up over here, this feels like having a lot of hope for the future of your connection. But the Star card, do you feel like there could be distance, or there could be a sense of having distance in this connection, whether that's emotionally or physically? With the Star card showing up over here, this feels like having a lot of hope for being able to experience this connection as being one that is not going to be overcome by any kind of distance. So this does feel like an energy of this person being in pretty positive spirits when it comes to thinking about the future of your connection. I do feel like with the Star card, this does also feel like having a pretty deep connection with someone. I do feel like it could be also one that does also feel like it is coming from a spiritual kind of a connection with this person as far as the way they feel about you. I do feel like this person feels quite strongly and quite deeply about you. But with the Star card and that feeling of distance, this does feel like a sense of this person being in a space where I do feel like even in your absence, this person misses you quite strongly. Do you feel like they're also motivated by either that feeling that they are feeling or getting from having that distance? It's like there's a sense of wanting to be able to actually have something real, something meaningful, something that is coming from a loving space from this person's side. Do you feel like with the Seven of Wands in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of wanting to be able to actually, I do feel like there's a sense of letting a guard down. With the Seven of Wands in the reverse, this feels like an energy of being able to experience, being able to overcome an obstacle. There may have been somewhat of a tough approach to this connection with this King of Swords. This feels like having that melt away and being able to be a guard that is kind of brought down in this connection, feeling like you can trust someone. I do feel like any kind of fighting or even any kind of energy of kind of making somebody have somewhat of a not an easy time, it does feel like an energy of being able to actually deem that as not worth not worth it. It does feel like an energy of viewing this person as being worth it. And with the Seven of Wands showing up in the reverse, is a desire not to be able to have any kind of negativity or any conflict between yourself and somebody else. So it does feel like an energy of wanting to be able to actually get to that space of having a peaceful connection with somebody. And do you feel like with this Seven of Wands in the reverse, this feels like a less defensive energy. This feels like somebody kind of having the power of being able to kind of break defenses, especially when it comes to any kind of something that's holding you back from being able to connect to this person quite deeply. This does feel like an energy of something this person says to you, or something that this person shows you, being able to actually prove something to you that you've been looking for. I do feel like with the Queen of Cups showing up over here, this feels like a pretty compassionate energy. I do feel like with this Queen of Cups showing up over here that there is also a sense that this person may be actually quite drawn towards you for even your emotional energy, or the way you express your emotions is something this person finds quite attractive. I do feel like with this Queen of Cups showing up over here, this does feel like a loving energy and genuine one at that. I do feel like there's a sense of having a lot of empathy in this connection for you, but also feel like it is also one that you have for this person as well. I do feel like with this Queen of Cups that this feels like a genuine kind of a connection between yourself and this person. I do feel like it goes quite deep as well. I do feel like with the Seven of Pentacles showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of recognition of how much something is going to require, or how much effort is going to be necessary to be able to put into making something work. This does feel like a connection that does feel like one that does require work on some level. But with the Queen of Cups, this does feel like an energy of somebody being able to actually show up because they want to, and not viewing it as an obligation. I do feel like this person feels quite strongly for you with the Queen of Cups, and I do feel like when it comes to being able to show up for you, it's like a natural thing. It's not an obligation. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have children. We have retreat. And we have forgiving and learning. So with this children's card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of having children affecting your relationship in some capacity. I do feel like though as well, there may be a desire for wanting to be able to have children. I do feel like there could actually be somebody who has children within this connection. I do feel like there's a sense of actually wanting to embrace those children as well. Feels like it's going to affect this connection in a more positive way because of the Star card. Do feel like this is positive energy, but also feel that with this Lovers card showing up over here, this does also feel like it could actually be also you and this person being able to interact with each other in a way that feels like it's actually validating or fulfilling a desire within. And it does feel like that inner child coming out in this connection and being able to feel the sense of comfort or safeness within this connection to be able to have that feeling. And it does feel like it is one that is also, it's like it's restoring something within you that you didn't know you needed, or this person may be feeling this way towards you. But this does feel like an energy of this connection being one that's deeply fulfilling. With the retreat card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of wanting to be able to kind of just disconnect from the world. And I do feel like with that King of Swords showing up over here, this feels like an energy of a person who has a lot of responsibility, a person who feels like they have to be on or show up in a way that everything's under their control a lot of the time. It does feel like it could be a part of the profession or who you are showing up as in this world. With this card showing up over here, this feels like a desire to be able to actually escape from all of that and be able to actually make this connection a priority. Do you feel like with the Chariot card showing up over here, it also feels like an energy of being able to actually have travel that could also play into it. And I do feel like there's a sense of being able to connect quite deeply with this person, and being able to do that shows you this person in a different light. I do feel like with the Retreat card showing up over here, this feels like an energy of being able to experience that as an opportunity to strengthen a bond and to get closer to this person. There may be a trip on the horizon, or there may be plans for a trip. I do feel like it's also going to be one that leads to being able to actually fulfill this feeling within this connection of having seeing this person in different lights and feeling that this person may be the one. I do feel like with the forgiving and learning card shown up over here, this is about being able to release the past, and also I feel there's a sense of also healing energy within this connection, and being able to experience a lot of energy of being able to have more present moments as opposed to having anything that may have been holding you back, especially if it is to do with the past, no longer be something that's holding you back. With the Eight of Swords showing up in the reverse, this feels like an energy of breaking free, or feeling this energy of being able to feel free within this connection. Do you feel like with this forgiving and learning card showing up over here, this does also feel like an energy of somebody who wants to learn about you. I do also feel there's a sense of being in a space where there could actually be a lot that you're learning about this person as well. And I do feel like it's something that does feel like it's also leading to this free kind of energy as far as the way in which you are looking at the connection. And I do feel like with this forgiving card, with this forgiving part of this card, this does feel like an energy of being in a space where it's like you are able to experience that closure, and also forgiving of any kind of past that you may be giving to yourself. And you do feel like there's an energy of being open to being able to move forward within a connection and let it be. I do feel like there's a sense of being able to experience this connection in new light with the Chariot card and the Lovers card showing up over here. So those are the messages I am getting with these cards for you, Cancer, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Cancer.